สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello and welcome to another Dharma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. We are waiting for our first participant. Good morning to you, good evening to you, B. Are you ready to answer questions?
Good evening, Ajaan. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, good. We'll go to David. You're the first one in the room tonight. How are you, David? Where are you from? I can't remember. You have to unmute your microphone.
Yes, Australia, Ajaan.
Okay. Melbourne, Sydney,
Outside Sydney in a small country town.
Okay. What can I do for you tonight?
I was reading the Kaya Gata Sati Sutra, and there's a section in it that the Buddha talks about entering the jhanas. And when you enter the first jhana, you then saturate your body with rapture and bliss. And he uses different analogies to describe what you do. He said it's like bath attendants preparing bath powder where they add some water and then knead it into a firm ball, and every part of the soap powder is saturated with the water. And he said this is the same thing you need to do with the rapture and bliss when you're in the jhana throughout the entire body. And then with the next three jhanas, he uses a similar analogy. And on the fourth jhana, he says it's like a man clothed in white from the top of his head to the tips of his toes, which is where his awareness, his pure equanimous awareness stretches throughout his whole body, where he has complete mindfulness and absolute equanimity. Are you familiar with those descriptions, Ajahn?
Yes and no, in a way. I mean, you experienced some of it. I think.
Yeah, that description is found throughout different sutras, but it's where he's talking about the hang on, I'm going to find it. There we go. I'll just talk about the fourth one. When he enters the fourth jhana, he has neither pain nor pleasure and has purity of mindfulness due to equanimity. He sits with pure, bright mind extending over this body, and there is nothing of his whole body to which the pure, bright mind does not extend. Just as though a man was sitting clothed from head to foot in white cloth, and there was nothing of his whole body to which the white cloth did not extend. So too the bhikkhu sits with a pure, bright mind extending over this body, and there is nothing of his whole body to which the pure, bright mind does not extend. And he says, as he abides thus diligent, ardent, and self-controlled, his memories and intentions based on the household life are abandoned. With their abandoning, his mind becomes settled in himself, quieted, brought to singleness, and concentrated. That is how bhikkhu develops mindfulness of the body. He then, when anyone has developed and repeatedly practiced mindfulness of the body, he has included whatever profitable dharmas there are that partake of true knowledge. So, you familiar with that, Ajahn?
Well, in the practice of mindfulness, the Buddha recommends us to use the body as our object of attention.
Yeah.
Because we do things with our body from the time we get up to the time we go to sleep. So we want to tie the mind with the body to prevent the mind from wandering and thinking about other things. This is the practice of mindfulness. While you're still when you're still active, like you work, you have to take a bath, brush your teeth, you have to eat. All this action has to be watched carefully by the mind. Okay. Then once you can do this, the next step is to sit down and meditate, using your breath as your object of attention. And then you will gradually enter into the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. Sometimes the going in there might not be step by step. Sometimes it can go from 1 to 4, like falling from a high place. So in practice, we might not be able to imitate what the text say. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that, but sometimes it does. Sometimes your mind start to become calm step by step until eventually you reach the fourth stage, in which the mind become perfectly still and having equanimity as the base of the mind. You don't react to anything.
So because what the Buddha is saying there is basically just a general outline of the practice.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes it can vary from person to person. But the goal is to reach the fourth jhana. That's where we want to get there. Passing the first, second, and third sometimes we might experience the experiences of each stages, but sometimes we just pass them quickly and go to the fourth right away.
So if someone, as I read in your books before, you said that you need to get the fourth jhana to be able to practice mindfulness at its highest level, where you can really see everything with total equanimity. So there are the Burmese technique of Mahasi Sayadaw, which is they just concentrate on the rising and falling of the abdomen, and then just note whatever comes up in the mind, and just note it as thinking, or worrying, and then they go back to the rising and falling of the abdomen, or the in and out breath at the nostrils. But they don't talk about having to go into jhana. They said that just like first jhana is good enough, or even access concentration, upachara samadhi. But they have what they call vipassana jhanas, wherein after very intense practice, you can experience very concentrated blissful states and have like a pure awareness of your body. I know it's quite popular in a lot of places in Thailand, like in up in Chomtong, Ajaan Tong has a big centre, or he had a big centre because he's passed away, where people practice quite intensely. But they don't use mantras like you do in the forest tradition. Do you think that that's possible to achieve like a sotapanna or path attainment, doing it like that without having to go into like fourth jhana?
To me, it sounds like they are just practicing mindfulness,
Yeah, just pure mindfulness.
but they don't get to the fourth jhana, and they think they can use whatever concentration they have
Yeah,
to 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 stop the defilement
yeah,
that create the suffering for the mind.
yeah.
But I cannot comment on their practice because I don't do what they do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
But according to the Buddha, he said you have to get to the fourth jhana first.
yeah.
Because without equanimity, your mind will still react with your defilement. It
Yeah,
will still react with love, hate, fear, or delusion.
yeah.
But when you get to the fourth, when you get equanimity, your mind doesn't react with love, hate,
Yeah.
fear, or delusion.
So you can then have what would you say? Very intense mindfulness, pure mindfulness, because you've got the fourth jhana.
That's right. And
Yeah,
you will be able to stop your delusion, your cravings, your defilement
yeah.
that cause the suffering.
Okay. And with using Buddha, you get the same results as using the breath?
You mean the Buddha mantra?
Yeah, Buddha
Yes.
mantra.
According to I don't use it myself, but
Yeah,
I use anapanasati. But I heard from teachers who say you can get to the fourth jhana using the mantra Bhutto Bhutto.
yeah. What about say like I practiced Chinese Buddhism for a number of years and been to China a few times. They use Amitofo, which they say is a name, they use it as a name of the Buddha to
Yes,
develop their concentration. And then when they've got the good concentration and the mind stops, then they use that to look back into the mind and just observe the pure, what do you call, pure chitta, which is inside the mind without any thinking. And then
just
if you
merely
start,
observing, just merely observing.
yeah, merely observing like the knowing, the pure knowing.
Yes.
Does
The
that,
goal, the goal is to keep the mind in that state. But
yeah,
sometimes your delusion or your defilement can come up and then try to have something to do with what you see or hear by
yeah,
reacting with craving or
yeah,
aversion.
yeah,
Then you have to stop these things when they come up.
yeah.
The goal is to keep the mind in pure awareness, merely
Mm.
knowing all the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, they emphasize more on emptiness, to see the emptiness
Yes,
of,
but to get to the emptiness, you have to stop the defilement. See?
that's
The
right,
defilement is the one that's blocking the emptiness.
that's right. Because, yeah, if your mind's going everywhere, you can't see anything, just delusion.
That's right.
Yeah,
So you first have to get to emptiness by mindfulness,
yeah,
by getting the fourth jhana.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
when your cravings start to come up and start to disrupt your merely knowing, then you have to use wisdom to get rid of your cravings.
yeah. Okay, very good.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you for the
Appreciate it.
question. You're
Yeah, no
welcome.
problem.
Okay. Good luck to you on your practice.
Yeah, actually, asked you a question at Wat Yan in February.
This year?
On Saturday.
I see.
We're in Thailand, me and my wife, for a holiday for about a month, and we came over there, and I got a chance to ask you a question, but it was pretty busy. So.
Yes, I think it was in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually met you a couple of times. I've been there. That was my third visit over the last 3 years when I was in Thailand. But I think this is better on Zoom, so
yes,
I can ask you.
We have more time to talk.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for your Dharma. It's really good.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Full Moon from China. Full Moon.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have question. I don't have question tonight.
Okay, just listen then.
Just listening and
Okay,
pay my respect to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll go to Lavan then from California. Lavan.
Hi, Ajahn. I have no question.
Okay, I'll go to Celia from Peru.
Hello, Prajan.
Yes.
I also don't have questions today.
No
Happy
question
to
today.
listen.
Okay.
I hope you're doing well.
You're welcome. Thank you. Ricardo from Uruguay.
Good morning, Tanajan. Nice to see you.
Yes, you're on a different side of the world. It's morning for you, it's evening for me.
Yeah. I have one small question, and that is, can you realize when a person talks with mindfulness or without mindfulness?
Yes, you can, because if you don't have mindfulness, you talk like crazy people. When you see crazy people, you know you can tell that they don't have mindfulness.
Yeah, true.
People with mindfulness tend to be calm and collected when they talk, non-emotional. When they become emotional, you know they're losing their mindfulness already. When emotion takes over, it means the mindfulness is gone.
Mm-hmm.
When you become angry, when you become greedy, when you become delusional.
Mm-hmm. But even if, like this laugh I made, is that without mindfulness?
Oh yes, there's some mindfulness. You don't laugh. I mean, you can laugh, but you know when to laugh and when not to laugh. And that means you have mindfulness. If you just keep laughing all the time, then you don't have mindfulness anymore.
What I've seen is that the people with mindfulness, they talk less and less and less and less. Sometimes.
That's right, because mindfulness suppresses the thinking. Our
Yeah.
goal is to suppress the thinking, to stop the thinking. Only think when we really have to.
Yeah.
Because thinking is more harmful than useful for us. Because our thinking is still under the influence of the defilement. We tend to think in terms of greed, hate, and delusion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better not to think. And every time we think, we should use the Dharma as the instrument of thinking. Let the Dharma be the guiding force.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Talk with love, talk with compassion, talk with metta, talk with equanimity, or talk with anicca, dukkha, anatta. These are our Dhamma talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
One more question, please. I'm remembering every day when the Buddha asked Ananda about death, and he said you should remember death with every breathe.
In and out breath. In and out breath.
Yeah. Yes.
When you breathe in, when you don't breathe out, you die. When you breathe out and when you don't breathe in, you die. This is how you should recollect the death. So death is at the tip of your nose, really.
Mm-hmm. So every moment
you should constantly be thinking of death.
Okay.
Every decision, every planning, you should have death in the figure, in your figure, in your whatever you think, whatever you plan. Always put that there also as part of your planning. And maybe I should die tomorrow. So what am I going to do? And you don't want to
We
do
are
anything.
planning. Excuse me.
You don't want to do anything. You want to give up everything and find peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because only peace of mind can save you from suffering, really.
Mm-hmm.
When you have peace of mind, then death won't bother you. Sickness won't bother you.
Mm-hmm.
Equanimity, that's what it is. Peace of mind.
We are planning. Okay, we will bring a monk named Bante Rahula next month to Uruguay to make a retreat here, and even though it's wholesome for a lot of people, but it creates a lot of suffering to planning and bringing people and all that. And what I've seen is that although it's a good karma or whatever, I should think about death anyways all the time.
Yes, and then what makes you want to work less and try to make your mind become more calm than anything else, really.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Tana-chan. Be well.
You're welcome. Thank you. Next, we in check from Vancouver. Back there yet? Or are you still in Asia somewhere?
Ajaan, we are back
We are
to
back.
Vancouver.
You're back.
Yeah.
How's your vacation in Bangkok like? Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Like going to Disneyland, Bangkok.
Yeah. Um, just you always say that I mean the Buddha said that when you breathe in and when you don't breathe out you die, and then and when you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die, right? But what about in the meditation? Sometimes you don't feel the breath anymore, but you don't die, right? So it's like
No, this is during when you have the breath, when you're not meditating, you're contemplating, you're reminding yourself all the time. Make sure you don't forget about that. That's all. The purpose is to remind you of death all the time, so you never forget about it. You should be thinking about it constantly all the time. When you're thinking, think of death. It can help stop a lot of your greed and anxiety and worry. We worry because we don't want to die. See, but when we know the truth that we're gonna die, then you can ask yourself, why worry then?
Yeah.
You worry or you don't worry, you die anyway. So which one is better? To worry or not to worry?
Not to worry.
It's not to worry is better, right?
Yeah.
So why worry? You die anyway.
It's very good. So that is the Buddha said that to want us to remind ourselves of death every breath, like
Yeah.
In and out
Yes,
breath.
yes.
Oh,
But when you meditate, you just watch your breath. You don't have to say
oh,
it. Just watch your breath. Concentrate
oh,
so that your mind can become still.
yeah.
It's a different practice. The
Oh,
samadhi, this is called samadhi.
oh,
One and why we contemplate, thinking about that is that contemplation. This is wisdom.
oh, okay.
When we think of that, we are developing wisdom, which is anicca. That is anicca. See? We
Mm-hmm.
want to see the three characteristics of in the body. The body is anicca. Is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. There is no self in the body. The body is just a natural phenomena, process composed of the four elements. This is why we want to look at the body,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can then give up our attachment to the body. Our delusion is misleading us to think that the body is us. So we feel with the body, whatever happens to the body. We feel good if the body is well. We feel bad when the body is sick. But we don't have, we should have to feel well or feel sick at all. We just should be merely knowing
Oh,
and let the body be whatever it's gonna be. It's gonna get well, it's gonna be well, fine. It's gonna be sick, fine. It's gonna live, fine. It's gonna die, fine. This is the goal, our contemplation. Because there's nothing we can do about it. You cannot force the body to live forever or not to ever get sick.
yeah.
Our wishes or our desire is the one that causing us the suffering, the mental pain. We want the body to be perfectly well all the time. When it doesn't be well, then we get very worried, anxious, and fearful. But if we confront the truth and say, yes, it's gonna get old, get sick, and die, then when you can accept this, then there will be no worry, no anxiety, no fear. What can you do? Yeah. The best thing is to merely accepting it or merely knowing it. Don't react with emotion. Don't react with love, hate, or fear or delusion. When you see the body as yourself, this is a delusion already. But if you see the body as being somebody else, then this is wisdom, anatta. When you see somebody's body, you don't get anxiety, you don't worry about their bodies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you should look at your body like that.
Like other people, yeah.
Okay. It's not your body. It's not you. It's your body, but it's just a temporary possession that you have. That one day you're gonna have to lose it.
Yeah.
This is contemplation, the wisdom. But in order to be able to let go of this attachment, you have to have equanimity. You have to practice jhana, anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. And before you can practice anapanasati, you need to practice the mindfulness of body. You have to constantly be paying attention to your body action from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. So your mind will then be still enough to meditate and to enter into jhana. So this is three steps. First, mindfulness, then meditation for jhana, and third, contemplation on wisdom, on the anicca, anatta, to get rid of dukkha. Okay?
Yes.
So how was your parents there? Were they happy that you spend time with them and show them
Yeah,
around?
very happy.
Everybody happy, huh?
Yeah, very happy.
Okay, great. This is metta. This is what we call metta, making other people happy.
There's a new book,
Yes,
Traveling
we just have a new book called
Man.
Traveling Man.
Traveling Man.
Yeah.
You can't you came up with the title Traveling Man?
Well, the original title is called Traveling Man.
Traveling Man. I
And
thought it's from a song.
yes, apparently it's from a song, but the essence of the book is about our mind traveling in samsara,
Oh,
traveling from birth to death, from life to life. We've been
oh,
traveling all the time. The number of births that we have taken is uncountable, more than we can count. The Buddha said the way to see how much birth we have is to take the tears that we have shed every lifetime, collect them and gather them. There will be more tears in than the water in the ocean.
oh,
That's the number of births that we have taken and the number of suffering that we have shed our tears.
oh. Countless.
So apparently, when the translator talked to me about the title, I say, you know, the translation it means traveler. It means the traveler.
Oh,
We are the travelers. See.
oh.
But then I mentioned about the name Traveling Man. It's the name of the song in the 60s. Then he decided to take that as a title.
Oh.
Because I mentioned most of my books are named from songs. Like My Way, my biography, that's a song.
Oh.
Okay, that's My Way also.
Oh.
And Dharma for the Asking, this is from the song called Song for the Asking.
Oh. Mm, Dharma for the asking the my way. Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but somehow it just happened.
It just happened. But
Okay.
the song has nothing to do with the it's a
No,
different.
it
Never
just
heard the
happened to
song.
be
This happened.
it's a
Oh.
catchy name
Catching.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
easy for people to remember
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's come after a famous song. See,
Oh. But it's actually about like how we travel
through
from
samsara,
samsara to samsara.
cycle of rebirth.
Oh. Oh.
We
Yeah.
born, die, then we go to heaven or go to hell, then we come back again and born again, then die again and go to
Yeah.
heaven or to hell again, back and forth like this.
Yeah.
Only time we can stop this cycle is when we come to across the Buddhist teaching, the Buddha's teaching,
Yeah.
or met the Buddha himself or met his noble disciples.
Yeah.
Then they will teach us how to stop this cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death. Without the teaching, we will not be able to do it on our own because we don't have enough wisdom to discover this ourselves.
Mm.
We need a self-enlightened Buddha to discover this truth,
Mm-hmm.
how to stop rebirth, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Four Noble Truths. This is the knowledge that only the Buddha could realize on himself by himself. Nobody else can do this. All of us has to depend on this teaching from the Buddha in order to be able to stop our rebirth. So we have to consider ourselves very fortunate to be born during the time of the Buddha's teaching is still available to us. So we should take advantage of this opportunity. Don't waste it. We should at least gain something, at least the first level of enlightenment.
Mm.
Once you have reached the first level, you will be able to continue on your practice on your own in your next life if you haven't yet reached the final destination. Because you have the teaching embedded in your mind, once you become a noble disciple, a sotapanna. A sotapanna will never forget the Four Noble Truths, will never forget the Eightfold Path, will not forget the cause of suffering and the cravings for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for not being. This information will be embedded in the mind of a sotapanna. And he'll use this information to advance to the higher stage of enlightenment until he finished, until he reached the top, when he finally reached Nibbana. So this is what most Buddhists aspire to reach the first level of enlightenment. If not the fourth stage of enlightenment, at least the first one. So the practice of the four foundation of mindfulness. This is the guidebook for your travel. If you come to Thailand, you have to have a guidebook to tell you where to go. You want to go to Nibbana, you need the four foundation of mindfulness as your guidebook.
That's what you used.
That's what I used. I studied on my own. I didn't have a teacher for 1 year. I knew more or less the path, what I had to do.
Yeah.
But I just like the technique, the way in which how we can make our practice easier or faster. You need someone experienced in the practice to recommend things like fasting or meditating for hours and hours, walking meditation for hours, sitting meditation for hours. This is something we need some experienced teacher to teach us, because our defilement want to practice in comfort, right? We want to sit on the cushion. We want to sit in an air-conditioned room. This will never work. Won't get you anywhere. Because it'll tie you to sensual pleasures. You're still attached to sensual pleasure. If you want to get enlightenment, you have to give up sensual pleasure. At least you have to start with the 8 precepts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you do this? Once a week, keep the 8 precepts and stop working and just spend your time practicing the 4 foundation of mindfulness.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah. To
If
strike.
you don't start, you'll never start. You have to make a start one day.
Yeah.
Like me, I studied the teaching for about 2 or 3 months, and then one day I asked myself, "You haven't done anything at all. You just study." Okay, then I decided to sit down and meditate right away. Because studying the studying is the first step.
Yeah.
It leads you to the second step, which is practice. But if you don't practice, then you just stuck on the first step. You never get to the second step.
Yeah.
To get to the second step, you have to start practicing meditation. At least try to do it several times a day to start with, and do more and longer as you go along. Eventually, you want to stop doing everything else but meditation. You want to concentrate all your effort for meditation, because the result from meditation is much more better than the result from any other type of work that you do.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay, so make a goal and make a resolution and try to stick to it.
Okay. Yes, Tanjan.
Okay.
Yes,
How
Tanjan.
many years have you been studying already in my room here?
Since pandemic. Pandemic. You
Since
started.
COVID, I think 4 years now. Huh?
Yeah. You started during the pandemic,
COVID,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about time to do the practice now. Okay, but you can still study. Study is still important. You don't give up studying, but you have to start practicing, and then you can practice half of the time and study half of the time. But you'll study less and less as you practice more and more, because you know already what you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Tanjan.
All right. Next,
Thank you, Tanjan.
Aparachita from Dubai. So you're out of Ramadan now.
Yes, I'm out of Ramadan. Yes.
So how do you feel?
Definitely I felt good having done it for 28 days. So that was good. And
what do you think you have gained from your 28 day of fasting?
that if I don't think about food, or I don't need it that much. I think a lot of it is
mental craving.
That's right. It's a lot of mental craving. Also felt quite clear. Like I felt quite clear and alert and less sleepy. Sometimes in the afternoon, I could feel that, and it felt okay. So that was good.
The more physical discomfort, the more mindfulness you have to have.
Yes. And I read something which kind of, I think I was reading something and it said, like, it's like the more food you have in your belly is like the more cravings you have inside you. So, and I thought, kind of true. Like when we overeat, it's like we are indulging our cravings, but we just eat enough to sustain is perhaps better.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should keep the precept now.
Yes, I think I could. And if I'm just a bit flexible because of my day, I can eat it later in the day rather than. Yes, but I'll stick to one meal. And
one main meal a day.
That's right. Yeah.
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 Good.
Yeah. And
it will make your meditation practice easier.
Yes. Yes.
Less hindrance of drowsiness won't be there when you don't eat too much.
Right. So hopefully I will keep to that. And otherwise, it's an interesting time. And I'm here. That's it. Practicing.
Okay. With the war around you, it forces you to think about death more now too, isn't it?
Yes, and perhaps thankfully for the teachings, I don't feel so agitated like everybody, but I'm like, should I? And then I'm like, it's okay. Let me just continue with what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do anyway.
That's right.
If the time for you to die, and you can stop it from happening.
No, exactly. So if
So why worry? So why resist, right?
Yes, I don't think I would resist.
Yeah, just accept.
Yes.
Just accept. Then your mind will be peaceful.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, prepare for the examination. This is our life examination.
That's right. Exactly. That's the practice. That's the practice.
That's the goal.
Yes.
That's the goal for a Sotapanna.
Okay.
A Sotapanna can give up his or her body willingly, without any qualm.
That's right.
If you have equanimity, you can do this without any qualm. Because you cannot keep it forever, right?
No.
One day you have to return it to the original owner,
Yes.
which are the four elements. The body is going back to the four elements.
I mean, this is almost a gift of life. I did nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
You should make use of your gift of life to the best of your advantage, which is to stop rebirth.
Yes. And reduce my attachments and cravings. Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And you have any question?
No questions today. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, Gary from Singapore.
I'm just here to pay my respect to you, Ajaan. No questions.
Okay. Nita and Saket from India.
Namaskaram, Craft Rajan.
How are you? Happy? Okay.
Yes, we are happy and well. Although Neeta, I think, is going through a migraine right now.
That's normal. This is the nature of the body.
Yes, Rajan. And actually, I had a question around that. So, I've been having this headache for the past 4 hours, and today I decided I'll try to endure it and see how long I'm able to do it.
Just let it be. It rises and it will cease by itself sooner or later.
It will.
Arise and
arise and cease.
arises.
I'm watching it, I'm observing it, Frajan. It goes and comes back, and then it goes and comes back again. So it's happening like this for the past few hours.
The goal is not to create any suffering for the mind by accepting the sickness of the body,
Yes.
because you cannot do anything except take medicine or whatever. But
Yes.
once you have done that, there's nothing else you can do, right? Just have to bear the brunt.
Yes, Frajan.
Today she's trying to avoid painkillers, I think.
I'm trying to avoid the painkiller.
Yes, because the body is not the problem. The problem is the mind. See, you should use the painkiller of the mind, which is mindfulness and wisdom.
Mhm.
Mindfulness is to calm your mind to equanimity. Then
Yes.
wisdom is to teach your mind to accept that the body is bound to get sick.
Mhm.
Once this is done, then the mind will not have any pain in the mind, and the pain of the body will not be a problem to the mind.
Mhm. Well, it's difficult, but I'll try today.
Mhm.
Let's see how long I'm able to endure it.
Yeah, try to meditate more. That's all.
Yes,
Calm your mind. Meditate. Get the mind to equanimity. Then you'll find that the mind doesn't react to the pain of the body anymore.
Yes, Franz, I'll keep meditating. Yes.
Yes. This is the purpose of having equanimity of the fourth jhana, to protect the mind from suffering. See, when the body gets sick or dying. Because if you don't have equanimity, your mind will react with cravings. See? Craving to be, not to be, craving for the to be not to be sick, for instance, craving not to be sick. And when this happens, it creates suffering in the mind. But if you have equanimity, then this craving will not arise. Or if it does, you can use wisdom to help by accepting that this is the nature of the body. And you cannot stop this sickness whether you crave or not crave. So it's better not to crave, because when you crave, you're causing suffering in your mind.
Yes.
So you stop your craving. Once you stop your craving, then your mind becomes knowing and not reacting to the physical pain, the sickness of the body. So this is more important, because once you can deal with this illness in this way, then you can deal with all types of illness later on. You don't need to take painkillers anymore.
Dhamma painkiller.
Use Dharma. Dharma is the medicine. Dharma medicine. Dharma is the painkiller for the mind.
I'll try for it, Prajan, and I'll report next week how it goes.
Yeah, because the pain in the mind is 10 times stronger than the pain in the body. See?
Yes.
Once you can stop the pain in the mind, and the pain in the body doesn't mean anything to the mind. It's minuscule, very small. When you can stop the major pain, then the minor pain won't bother you afterwards. So try to use Dhamma medicine. It's much more better, because you can take it with you anywhere. Not like the pain, the medicine for the body. Sometimes you cannot take it with you. Sometimes you don't have it. Then what you do?
Yes, Prajan.
Take the 6-hour challenge. It will help you deal with the
Yes, we keep doing it every week.
especially when you're sick.
Yes. Now maybe I should sit for meditation and
Yeah,
just
just maybe not 6 hours, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours challenge. It can help you reduce your mental pain greatly.
yeah,
I guarantee you.
wonderful, Prajan. I'll definitely try today itself.
Yeah, this is the best medicine to deal with pain, both physical and mental pain.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prajan.
You're
This gives me
welcome.
some motivation. Yes.
Yeah. What about you, Saket?
Yes, Namaste, Frajan. So, last week, we discussed that I wanted to buy some calligraphy pens and things, and you advised me to stay away from that, which is advice I've followed. And Frajan, I wanted to ask you that, I try to keep 8 precepts as regularly as possible. And is there benefit in trying to also avoid money and trying to also do the 10 precepts? I may not be able to do it all the time, but some days. Is that useful?
Well, money you need it for the essential things. See. So if you keep the money for the essential, like the four basic requisite of life, it's okay, but not for anything extra, anything bonuses like buying fancy thing, spending on sensual pleasure. This is not the kind of money, that thing you want to spend the money on.
Right.
Just spend the money on the essential, maintaining your life, maintaining your body. You need to buy food, you need to buy clothes when you run out of clothes, you need to pay your rent. These are things the money are for. But not for traveling, not buying fancy pants, fancy suit or anything like this.
Yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. And so actually recently, Neeta and I have started writing our will. And somehow a lot of, I don't know, I'm surrounded by a lot of sensual desire items from some family members. There's now some stress about property, or there's some unrelated things, like a neighbor suddenly wanted to grab our parking spot, and I'm just wondering, like, are these things worth, I mean, how do we draw the line that, yes, this is something that I need to stand up for, or this is something which I should let go? Because it then comes in my meditation, and it kind of plays like a record in my head when I meditate.
So see, if you can let go, then it will have no bearing on your mind. But you have to fight, then you're creating stress in your mind.
Yes.
So it's up to you. What do you want? You want stress or no stress? You don't want stress, you give up whatever they want.
Yes, 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 yes.
If you want peace of mind, then you must be willing to give up everything, even your life. The Buddha said, give up your money first, and give up your organs, your limbs, and then give up your life to protect peace of mind, the Dharma.
Oh.
Because peace of mind is much more valuable than everything, more valuable than money, than your body, your life. So you want peace of mind, you want all the time to be happy, then you have to give up everything that bothers you. Anything that causes you stress or anxiety, give it up.
Yes, yes.
Eventually you're gonna have to go live in a monastery because you have nothing left. Like me, I have nothing left, so I have to go to the monastery to live.
I was thinking Neeta could manage the money,
I don't think she wants it either. Because money is stressful, right?
Money is stressful.
Yeah. Everything is stressful because they are anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm seeing more of it now. Like, I believe this is where the boundary is, and somebody believes it should be there. And suddenly there's this, working with other people's defilements, and then maybe my own. But yes, thank you so much, Rajan. This is something I will contemplate on.
Yes.
And I very much agree that as soon as this starts, it just balloons and becomes a monster in the mind. Yes, yes.
Yeah, the mind is the most precious possession that we have, that we should protect and look after. Everything else they are not precious because they don't last. They don't stay with us all the time. Our money, our houses, our body, we cannot keep them with us forever. But the mind, we can keep it with us forever. The mind will go with us, stay with us all the time. So it's better to make the mind happy, peaceful,
Yeah.
which is nibbana eventually. The supreme happiness, the supreme peace is nibbana. Nibbanang paramang sukhang, nibbanang paramang sunyang.
Yes. Yeah. So Frajan, I have one other question, which is that now you mentioned in your autobiography that you realized that you will run out of money, and so you decided to become a monk. But what if you had funds and you were not going to run out of money? Then would you think it was okay to continue as a lay person, or was it better to still become a monk?
Well, with hindsight, I think it's better for me to become a monk because I entered the community of monks, especially monks who are enlightened, like my teachers. It's better to have someone like that to guide you on your practice than practice on your own. And you have less worry about financial situation. Once you become a monk, you don't have to worry about money at all because you know you'll be fed for the rest of your life.
Yes.
But if you're on your own, then you have to worry about how much money I have left, how long it's gonna last, and so forth.
Yes. Yes.
And it can become a problem.
So supposing we are able to make sure that we'll have food and we're able to meet you once a week, then, or every other week based on when we can get in the Zoom call, then would you suggest that that is sufficient, or do you suggest that we should still explore being in a monastic
I think this you'll find out for yourself as you practice. You will know which option is better for you. Right now, the option is to be a lay householder. But as you advance in your practice, you'll find that be a monastic is much more beneficial. But you have to realize this yourself. Everybody eventually become monastic. They leave the house. 99% of noble disciples are monastic. Maybe only 1% householder.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much, Ajaan.
Okay, and even if you become enlightened as a householder, after that you want to become a monastic anyway, because you find that living with people, unenlightened people, is not good for you anymore.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand your way of life anymore, and you cannot join their way of life either. So almost everybody who became enlightened will seek ordination to become a monastic. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, yes, very clear. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Ajaan.
But for now, you can be a householder. But eventually, when you advance more and more, then you'll find more beneficial to become a monastic because you don't have to worry about your neighbors. You don't have to worry about the financial situation.
Yes, yes.
Because when you enter in the monastery, and then everybody is doing the same thing, meditating. So no one get on your nerve or bother you because everybody is meditating. But if you live as a householder, your neighbor is not meditating, and they might want to have trouble with you, make trouble with you. You'll find out for yourself. Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ajaan.
You're welcome. Next, Kokseng from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. Ajaan, 3 days ago, I dreamt of my primary school classmate who died suddenly last year when she went for an overseas tour. So immediately after that, I get up from my bed and tell myself, oh, okay, I will quickly meditate and dedicate the merits to her. And for the last 3 days, so after I have finished my meditation, I will do the dedication of merits, and I include visualize her image and include her as part of the dedication. My dedication verse is as follows. I said, Lord Buddha, may I dedicate the merits which I may have accumulated from practicing Samatha Bhavana using the mantra Bhutto. May I dedicate the merits to my parents, my late father, then my mother, my spouse, my children, my paternal grandmother, my past relatives and friends. So when I mention friends, I visualize her image. So may I just check, Rajan? So in this way of thinking, the correct understanding.
About what? About dedicating marriage?
Yes. The marriage.
Well, according to the scripture, the Buddha only mentioned the way to make merit, to dedicate merit is through dharma, practice of charity, not by meditation.
Yeah,
so if you want to dedicate merit, then you go make an offering to the temple or to the hospital or something like that. Then you can then dedicate this merit for the departed.
I have this so-called this habit of dedicating the merits after meditation. I think it's from some retreats, and after the meditation of the retreat, then the supervising teacher will say, "Oh, now dedicate the merit." So I think I adopt this practice from there. But I also, learn from Ajaan that the better way of dedicating merits is by offering dana. But I have already made dana to Wat Yan on the first of the month, and then to one of my Buddhist nun friend on the second of the month, and then a few days back to charity organization. So I will have to wait for the following month before I repeat the same cycle of making dana and dedicate the merits.
Yes, it's up to you. You can make today the merit if you like. If you're afraid that the person waiting might wait for too long, I might not be there for you when you dedicate the merit next time.
Then at the same time, I also feel that I find that now I have this added motivation. Okay, don't sleep anymore. Okay, get up from the bed and quickly do the meditation. So I have can meditate longer, and when I meditate longer, then it's more beneficial in terms when dedicating the.
I think it's more for you than for the dead. Yeah, for you to do more practice. Okay.
So I try to use this, apply this to benefit.
That's right. Contemplation on death can make you become more motivated.
Yes.
Because that your time might be up any time. Yes. So you cannot just take it too easy now. You have to hurry up. That's the purpose of contemplation of death, to make you become more motivated and to work harder, because you don't know when your time is going to be up. It might be too late by that time if you don't finish your work now. Okay,
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Praja.
you're welcome. Next step from Oregon.
Hi. No questions, just paying respects.
Still doing your challenges?
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Okay. Do it
Going
every
very-
day.
Yes.
Okay, good. Next, we'll go to Josh. Hi, George.
Hello, Ajaan. I just wanted to pay respects and say about the keeping 8 precepts for a month while participating at Winter Retreat at Chithurst helped accelerate practice, I feel. And I just wanted to see, we talked about mindfulness, contemplation of death as samvega, this spiritual urgency. Buddha said to like practice with her hair, like her hair was on fire, right? So is there any other, and then I also heard a recent image of contemplating death or approaching death like walking through a forest with snakes with a stick, knowing that that stick can help, address the snake and to go through life like that with death, and talked about the breath, one half breath and we're done. Is there any other like samvega to bring arouse urgency in practice? Because after years of practice, at first there was a real reason, and I saw, rapid um, uh, benefit, because of where I was at, rock bottom in my life, and my life has improved so much. And yet I don't want to, I want to keep going and have, of course we all do, right? And so arouse urgency. Um, yeah, so I guess that's all I have for a question today.
Well, you can also look at corpse or going to funeral and visiting dead people. Then you can then reflect back on you that this person will be me in the next time. So it will bring more urgency, more realistically, because you see the real thing. You see a dead person. That's what happened to me when I first time saw a corpse when I was young. I was about 12 or something. And I had to attend a funeral where a friend of mine in school died of drowning. And we had to, and the casket was open for us to go pay respect. And then I see the person in the casket and I look and say, hey, this is what's gonna happen to everybody, not just him. It's gonna happen to me, gonna happen to my loved ones, my father, my mother, whoever I love. Then suddenly teach me how to let go, how to prepare for accepting this truth. So it's
Yeah,
very helpful.
it is really powerful. I had the great fortune to, well, not my behavior so much, but small town I was raised in, the undertaker, we would, as wayward kids would hang out at his undertaker's job. So it became kind of more common to be around that type of energy, and I've witnessed several open caskets, through my life. But in the West, they're all embalmed. It's unnatural. They make the corpse look,
Like a doll,
presentable.
like a doll, yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I haven't really seen one in real life up close that's natural, that's been decayed, like the different stages of decay in the body section, the Satipatthana. But just, yeah, contemplating and visualizing that to my own body is really powerful too. It brings right into the body as well. There's also a video a friend sent me from monastery of this really graphic video, I think in India, where they were doing an autopsy on a body, and it was so visceral that I stopped watching it when they started doing the sawing through the guy's head, and just well, they're peeling his face off. But when they got to the skull, I had to stop. So I need to go back to that and watch that, I think, if I was having that reaction. But it was more the guy on the video. He was just like he was really amused, and like it seemed a little bit weird, his reaction, at least to me. You know, I get it though. At funerals, anything's allowable. People have all kinds of emotions and behave in all different ways at funerals. So I get that. But so I have to go back and look. It was just the right heart attitude to take to this. And to me, it's that I am of the nature to die. I haven't gone beyond dying, you know. So yeah,
And the
that my
goal
body
is,
is of the same nature to have somebody cut into it with a saw.
and the goal is to be able to look at it with equanimity, not being
Exactly.
disturbed by what you see.
Yes. And I'm not there yet.
Uh,
So I can practice that. Yeah. Thank you.
okay, good. Next, we'll go to Samanji from Sri Lanka. Hi. Any question tonight?
Good evening, Ajaan. Yes, I have 6 questions, I think. Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
I think in a while ago, Ajaan, you mentioned that during this birth, we should try to become Sotapanna because this is a period, this is an era, the Buddha's teaching still exists. I mean, for us to get onto the path, Ajaan, first you said we should start reading the Dhamma text and then, as usual, to develop maybe mindfulness and to observe 5 precepts and then practice 4 stages of mindfulness. Actually, you are referring to your book as well. Is this I think, am I correct? Like first we should study the Dhamma, then like as usual, we observe 5 precepts and then we have to practice meditation.
Well, you study the path that lead to Nibbana. And the Buddha explained the path in 3 different ways. The first one he explained as the Noble Eightfold Path. This is when he talked to monastic, to monks, to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. And sometimes he reduced this Noble Eightfold Path into three steps of sila, morality, meditation, and wisdom, which is still the Noble Eightfold Path. And then when he teach the lay people, he add another practice called charity, dana, sila, samadhi, and panya. So it depends on who you are. If you are still a householder, then you should follow the dana, sila, and pamana path. Then you have to figure out how much you want to practice, 50%, 100%. When you want to practice 50%, you give up 50% of your wealth away, your money away. And maybe you practice the 5 and 8 precept 50% of the time, not all the time yet. And you're also meditating 50% of your time. But as if you want to practice more, then you add more of this practice to your practice. Give away more, keep the precept more, meditate more. So eventually you'll get to the enlightenment. Simple, just 3 steps: charity, dana, sila, morality, and meditation. But in this section they have various stages. Like in the dana, you can give what you want, right? 50% of your wealth, 100% of your wealth. In sila, you can start with 5, then you want to move up to the 8 precept. And maybe even more, maybe you want to become a monastic. And meditation, you can start with 1 hour a day, then you might increase to 2 hours, to 3 hours. And eventually you want to do meditation all day long. So this is the intensity of practice you have to gradually increase.
And when it comes to precepts, it's for a lay person, it's enough to obtain only 5 precepts, no?
Yes, but on a special day, once a week, we call observance day.
4 days, okay.
You should dedicate this day, devote this day for full practice. Keep the 8 precepts and don't do any work, don't do any entertainment. Just keep the 8 precepts and do meditation practice and study the Dharma teaching.
That's once a week or once a
Yes, once a week we have the
Oh,
observance day, called observance day, one pra in Thai. But then if you find it's beneficial for you, you might want to increase to two days a week to 3 days a week. Eventually you want to do it every day of the week.
okay. Okay. Thank you for your answer, Tanajan.
Okay.
And my next question is regarding meditation, Tanajan. If a person who practices Anapanasati meditation regularly sees no improvement, I mean, if he fails to concentrate, what should he do? He or she do?
You should practice mindfulness first. Mindfulness of the body during the day when you doing things. You pay attention to what you do. This is mindfulness of the body. If you're eating, just focus on eating. Pay attention to eating. If you're taking a shower, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, or whatever, just be mindful all the time. Pay attention to what you do. Then you have stronger mindfulness when you meditate. Then when you meditate, you use mindfulness of the breath as your object of meditation.
Okay, Tanajan. Thank you for your answer. My next question is, Tanajan, we have heard that there are yogis in the Himalayas in India who live very long lives and who have attained high states of consciousness. I mean, from a Buddhist point of view, Tanajan, how should we understand these stories? Are they real or symbolic?
Well, to use the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha said, just listen with one ear believing and the other ear skeptical until you can prove either one, which one is right, whether it's true or not. If you cannot yet prove, then just listen half and half, believe and disbelieve.
Okay. Tanajan. And thank you for your answer, Tanajan. My next question is, Tanajan, like when you feel you have been betrayed by people you once thought were your close friends, what should a Buddhist do? Should a Buddhist stop talking to them altogether?
Well, if you find a person dangerous to you, then you don't want to have anything to do with that person anymore.
Okay. It's okay to stop talking.
Stop talking, stop meeting, stop any engagement, but just don't hate that person, that's all. Just stay away because that person is dangerous or harmful to you. Not because you hate that person, but you want to protect your well-being.
Okay, Dhananjay. Okay. Thank you for your answer. And my next question is, does a person commit a sin by working at a liquor store?
Not yet, but
Alcohol.
it's not a good job to work for because you encourage people to get drunk. And when they get drunk, they can cause damage to other people. So it's not the right livelihood in the Noble Eightfold Path.
If he's just a worker there, still does he commit a sin
He
by
doesn't, but
simply working there?
he doesn't, but he's supporting the act of selling liquor or alcohol, which if people buy and drink them, they can get drunk and then they can hurt other people afterwards.
Okay,
it's better
so
to
it's
work in
not-
a hospital or something like that. Work in a hospital, work in a garment factory, in which you produce product that is useful and not harmful to other people.
Okay, Tanajan. Thank you for your answer. And my last question is, Tanajan, some people regret the past and think about what could have been done, feeling sad over lost opportunities. What would be your advice for dealing with such regrets?
The past is like a dream. You cannot do anything about it anymore. It's gone. Forget about it. Concentrate in the present. Try to do the best you can in the present. Use the past as a lesson to teach you not to repeat the same mistake again.
Okay, Tanachan. Okay, that's all I
Okay.
have for today, Tanachan.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Wish you good
Okay.
health.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you for your question. I hope you bring some more next time.
Sure, will do, Tanachan. Thank
Okay.
you.
Goodbye. Next,
Goodbye.
we'll go to Yen Yenso from Penang.
Good evening, Kanajan. I'm listening and learning, and no question today.
Okay. How about Philip from KL?
Hi, Tajan. This is, I think, regarding to the first speaker's comment earlier with regards to jhana and the mind getting calm. And you mentioned that there are many ways that the mind that goes calm. Sometimes it drops into like falling from a fall place, and sometimes it's in a more gradual manner. I mean, if you read the text, right, I don't think anybody in this modern time would know what is actually preparing. I mean, a bath attendant preparing bath powder and things like that. I mean, I surely don't have a clue what is that all about, because I don't have a bath attendant, and I don't know what bath powder is all about. I mean, when he mentioned that in the text, right? The other thing is that after the practice and things like that, I know that each practitioner should attain a certain sense of equanimity most of the time if you are mindful and things like that. What happens to for example, natural reaction and things like that? For example, a lightning or a thunder, which is loud, and your natural thing is to cover your ears, and or a flash of light, you cover your eyes and things like that. If you're not agitated by it, is it a good way to treat it, or you shouldn't even react, or for example, an object coming towards you?
You cannot prevent this automatic, really, this reaction. But as long as you maintain your calm and not get excited, then it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, if an object comes over you, you can like move away and let the object miss you. Not to say that. Yeah.
Long time Mahaprabhu used to mention about this thing. He said, an arahant, should he be walking and then he start to slip and gonna fall, then he will try to grab something to prevent the fall automatically. Or when he walks and he see a branch and he thought it was a snake, he would just jump away from the snake, from the branch, the stick that he thought it was a snake once.
Okay.
So this is automatic. This is called automatic reaction, which you cannot stop. It's like it's been embedded in you for a long time until it becomes automatic. But you don't get excited afterwards. You maintain your calm and mindfulness.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for example, experiencing, practicing, like for example, in the dark, outside in the wild and things like that, like noises and things like that. I mean, fortunately, I mean, for me, because of my training, I would know that, oh, that's an owl or a bird. For some people, they may think, oh, it's a ghost, and they get so frightened and things like that. But it's really how the mind is actually set up. How you perceive things, and how you most of the time you imagine things. So if you know the truth, yeah, it's just an owl, or it's just a bird, or it's just a wild boar, in the back of the bushes. So nothing is, not a monster or anything like that. Yeah, right. So natural reactions, Tanajan, it is something which is what, primordial, or which is you
Yeah, you
can't.
can call primordial. It's
Okay.
embedded in your very consciousness.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Mindfulness is something you develop later on.
Mm.
If you have mindfulness, you won't get excited. Mindfulness of wisdom. If you're enlightened, you won't get excited.
I see.
If you're not enlightened, you can get excited.
Right.
You might have to grasp your breath, after such incident.
Ah. Right. Yeah. I mean, you that initial shock or the initial like surprise, and then after that, okay, then
Aftershock, then you have a
then you
series of
get calm.
aftershock.
Yeah.
You know.
Then if you don't dwell on it, then it just calms down. I mean, yeah.
Mm.
So an enlightened person
Will have no reaction afterwards.
okay
No
don't
aftershock. No aftershock.
no aftershock, but
That's
we'll
the-
have the initial reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
Like Long Time Mahaprabhu said, if you're gonna slip when you walk and you walk on a slippery floor and you're gonna fall, you're gonna try to grab something to prevent the fall.
Okay.
Mm.
Understand.
Okay, good.
Thank
Is
you.
that all?
Yes, it's all.
Where is Alvin this time?
He's actually waiting outside. I'm not too sure. He couldn't get in.
There's still some people waiting. Okay, I guess we have to finish with the people we have in the room first before we can let other people in, because we don't know how much time it will take for these other people. So sorry if you're waiting. We only have limited time.
I think he's like listening on Facebook. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you can watch it on live.
Yes.
Okay, next we'll go to Christine Goye from Penang.
Good evening, Tanajan. How are
Yeah.
you?
Okay.
Yeah, I just came back from retreat.
What retreat? Medical retreat or meditation retreat?
Ajaan Golf retreat, meditation retreat.
Ajahn Jeff, you mean?
Golf, Ajaan Golf
Ajahn Golf. Okay.
from Udon Thani.
Okay. Where
Yeah.
in Malaysia, in Penang?
Yeah, he came to Malaysia. We went to Kulim, not in
Gulim.
Penang, for the
Okay.
retreat. Yeah. Then before that, I went to southern Thailand, near somewhere Patalong, to pay respect to one of my teacher, Long Po Thong Chai also. Two of these teachers also give me very good advice, and from the retreat, I see my improvement for the meditation a lot.
Good.
Yes. And now I can see the real meditation, like the Appamada Samadhi, breathe in and breathe out is so smooth, and the state of mind is very calm. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm so blessed. I feel.
Good. Okay. You have any
And
question?
yeah, but after the meditation for this achievement, it will automatically, when I wake up, the mindfulness of breathing is still there. But normal days activities is like the mindfulness is not so strong, and I need to go back for the good state of mind. It's not easy.
That's right. You need to maintain mindfulness all the time. The more mindfulness, the easier for you to meditate and achieve the result.
Yeah, sometimes the environment now is very hot, then it goes like not so easy for me to achieve the peace of mind. Although I have been taste the sensation is so good before.
You just have to look for a good environment then.
Okay, but sometimes it's like
You know where the problem is, but you don't want to fix the problem.
yeah, or maybe should I like on the aircon or just continue to watch on the hot and the suffering?
Well, it's up to you. You can try both and see which one works better for you.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe I continue to practice more.
Yeah, but the principle is the more mindfulness, the better will be your meditation.
Yeah. True. And I met one of the friend. They told me if we can achieve like Ajaan Suchart advice, like Appamada Samadhi, fourth jhana, it will much easy for us to achieve Sotapan. It's like it's a target for us.
Yes. Okay, good. Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, nothing. Just like to come and pay respect to Tanajan and hand out my homework.
Okay, good. Do more homework.
Thank you.
Give you
Do
more
more homework.
homework. Do 3 hour challenge, maybe a 6 hour challenge.
Okay, I will try
Okay,
to
good.
achieve the goal this life.
Yes, you have to work harder. You have to have more discomfort. The comfort will tie you down, not help you. The discomfort will help you push you forward.
Yeah, because it's so heart touching when I hear they said they already achieved the state of mind of Sotapan. It's like, wow, a person that I knew for so long, then they can achieve. Why not? I need to practice as much as possible.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Tanajan.
You're welcome. Next, Jordan. Hi, Jordan.
Hello, Tanajan.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much. I'm grateful to be here. You were talking with Nita and Siket earlier, and about treating a headache or migraine using the Dharma medicine, and
Yes.
so using the Dharma painkiller. And so I was wondering, what is it that relieves the pain? Is it to see the pain as anatta?
That's wisdom, see. But before you can do that, you need to go through the mindfulness stage first. Get the mind to become calm first. Because you need the mind to be a calm mind to be able to apply the wisdom to stop your craving. When you can stop your craving, then the pain in the mind will disappear.
When you can, and is it to see the Vedana as separate from the mind?
Sometimes you can see it, but you cannot stop. So you cannot stop your craving for the Vedana to go away, the pain to go away. The goal is not try to get rid of the pain. The goal is to teach the mind to live with the pain.
Okay.
And be able to live with the pain, you have to have equanimity to do so.
I have to have the jhana first.
More or less, yeah. The more jhana, the better.
Okay. And is it possible that the power of our mindfulness can be trained to be strong enough to temporarily relieve the pain?
Yes, when you feel painful, you can recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. This will temporarily relieve the pain while you're reciting the mantra. But when you stop, then the pain might come back. The mental pain might come back because you allow your cravings to start working again. When you recite the mantra, you're stopping your craving temporarily. So the mental pain disappears temporarily.
Okay. And sitting with pain is helpful to develop our
Mindfulness and
concentration.
yes, concentration, mindfulness, and equanimity.
Okay, thank you, Tanajan. I'm working on the initial stages of getting this one of the books reprinted, and I think the title Mountain Dhamma. I think it was printed 10 years ago, and it's been out of print for a while. So,
What's the title?
Title is Mountain Dharma.
A Mountain Dharma. Okay, good. You like it?
It was the first book that I read of yours, Tanajan, when I was staying at Wat Yan a few years ago. I think I read it before your autobiography even, and it's very helpful. I think it changed my life and my understanding of the Dharma. So wonderful. So it would be nice to have it to make it available for people in a physical form again. And I've been emailing different temples to find out where we'll be able to have the book available for people, and speaking with the printing company as well to find out about different costs. So I've never done this kind of thing before, and there's quite a lot that goes into it, but I'm enjoying the process.
Okay, that's good. The gift of Dharma is excel all other gifts. Yeah. Surpass all other gifts. The gift of Dharma.
True.
So it's a nice thing to do, and I congratulate and appreciate what you're trying to do.
Thank you, Tanajan. It's been the most valuable gift in my life, and having a teacher that I can really trust has been the most wonderful thing. So thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Anything else?
Nothing else today. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go to Lynn now. Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm on a 5-day self retreat at home. So today is my 3rd day.
What do you in a retreat?
Meditate.
And precepts? Any precept?
I've been keeping 8 precepts for several years, actually.
I see. Okay.
So I eat every 2nd day.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is a very joyful and peaceful experience.
No connection with the social world whatsoever.
No.
Okay.
The time is too valuable to waste on social media. Yeah. So yeah,
And
so I'm doing for 5 days. Yeah.
how many days are you into it now?
And the 3rd day.
The 3rd day. How do you
Yeah.
find? Good?
Very good. Very good.
Feel more calm, feel more steady?
Yes, yes. Especially after sitting for 6 hours or so. So the mind truly calm down, even though there are still lots of cravings. Yeah.
You need to use wisdom to help you with the craving.
I do enjoy sitting down for long hours. I can see the boredom come and go. And the monkey minds, the thinking minds proliferating. Yeah, I can see that.
And you can calm it from time to time.
Yes, it gets weaker and weaker, especially if on the day when I don't eat. So I'm more able to overcome it.
The restlessness.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm.
Good. Any question?
No, I don't have any questions. Just want to pay respect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And thank you.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Diana from King City. Hi, Diana.
Namabuddha, Ajaan Suchart.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So you have an extra 1 hour time to join us. Huh?
Yes. I think last week I didn't come in time, so we listened to you on YouTube.
Okay. So
Yes.
what do you have to say today?
So I visited that bookstore again downtown, Seeker's Books, and the owner, his name is Patrick, he was there, and I asked him about the books again, like for donation, and he said yes, like the books about Buddhism are for sale, but the books about Dharma are there for donation. So he has like a small area when you enter to the right where they could be distributed.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the temple where we go, the Mahamivana Sri Lankan temple, I believe the way it works is the monks there, when they have a chance to read themselves and check that the book is, according to the Buddha's teaching, then they have made them available in their monastery, even if it was a different tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we brought in some books from like Jataka tales, which have been illustrated by some temple in the States. But I believe it was a like the other tradition, not the, I don't know.
Not Theravada.
Yeah, the other tradition.
Mahayana.
Yeah, it was printed by some Mahayana tradition, but the language, the English, was very well connected from the Pali canon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So they approved like all the 30 Jataka tale books for children that we organized for my daughter's birthday last year at the temple. At that temple where we went. Yeah, I had some follow-up questions which arose in my mind about to which extent should we go to donate parts of our bodies, because I always feel in question about it, like whether we should go and just donate a kidney or just donate blood. According to the Buddhist teaching. Could you share about that? Anything?
Well, normally you don't want to donate anything that's essential to your living, like because you want to maintain life for your own practice first.
Okay.
And even after you become enlightened, you still want to preserve life so that you can use your body for the purpose of teaching. So there's no need for giving this type of charity. Just give the external thing like money, chairs, or automobiles, or houses, or anything like this.
Okay.
But better not give anything that belongs to your body, because you need a strong body to practice to become enlightened, and then you also need a strong body to do the teaching later on.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
And from my personal experience,
except for some exceptional cases, like if your daughter needs a kidney transplant, something like this, then you have to decide for yourself. Well, and if it doesn't hurt your body to lose one kidney, then it's okay. Or to give blood, for instance, this is okay. It doesn't really affect your or harm your body.
Say it again, the last part. Which part doesn't harm the body?
Giving blood or donate a kidney, as long as it doesn't harm the body, you can
If
continue.
it doesn't harm the body, yeah.
Then you can give it. But this has to be exceptional case, maybe someone you really love and you want them to continue on living.
Yeah, like a family, or I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from my personal life application, I was like half the time successful when going into like a triggering situation. I've like worked extra on like my mindfulness. So, but like I've established my mindfulness before going there, and I like worked hard to maintain it, and I was able to not get swayed.
Good.
Yeah, because like I kept asking you like,
remain steady, remain calm, and not reacting.
Half the time.
Okay.
Yes. So the other half the time, I want to ask you about. It seems that probably it's again due to lack of mindfulness, but there would be like this strong reaction of injustice or like some irritation, but it would just come out of the blue and it'd be like fairly strong. There wouldn't be any.
We use the mantra when you have this type of situation. Just recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Yeah, I felt in the moment when I couldn't do the application, then then I was lost, because when I could do the application, it subsided. But if I had to still engage in, like for instance, there was some thing happened in a class that I attended with my daughter, and like some injustice. So I remained fairly calm, and I approached one parent, and I participated, and I made what do you call it? I made amends, but then I found out that it wasn't as one-sided as I thought. So then when I communicated to the other parents, informing that their children were quite rude and exclusive and hurtful, they kind of failed to take steps right then and there. And that happened, like there were like several children involved. And in the end, I left quite irritated, because as a parent, I took responsibility and I've made amends, but then the other parents seemed too disinterested to take the steps. Like they just brushed off the situation, saying, oh yes, we'll talk about it later. But really, like the situation, the discordance was then and there. And in order to help children reach harmony again, like each parent had to guide their child, right? And then that they didn't happen. And
If you want to maintain calm, you have to look at them like you look at the weather.
So just let it go.
Yeah, you cannot do anything about it. If it's gonna rain, let it rain.
Because then it also had to do with my daughter, and then I wasn't really able to guide her too much, because in my understanding was like, we'll just go and we'll speak to them and we'll reach the middle ground. But while we spoke, we weren't able to reach the agreement. So
Maybe
then,
this is the price you have to pay when you join the group.
so just accept that
the price that you have to pay. If
that
the
they will
price
just
is
stay
worth,
with.
if the benefit is worth it's more than the damage, then it's okay. But you
Okay.
find the damage is more than the benefit, then you should withdraw from the group.
Okay, because I was a little bit torn. Should we look for another group, or should we like try again? Okay, I will assess the damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes, I think my daughter also had a few questions. Do we have time for that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Greta, it's your turn. Okay, I think she made some notes.
Okay.
You can pay respect quickly. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can come sit here. Sit on your seat. Okay. Pay respect.
Good morning, Greta.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Happy? Okay. What can I do for you?
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
Mm,
Number one.
Number one. What to do when I'm scared?
What did I what?
Allow me to speak.
What to do when I'm scared?
Or what to do when you're scared? I think I told you to recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. Okay, when you feel scared, just recite, close your eyes and just recite Bhutto Bhutto. Stay still, don't move, and close your eyes and recite Bhutto Bhutto. And everything will be fine.
Is it it?
No, a second one. What to do when I'm around a sad person, but I don't want to be sad. I want to be happy.
Well, you have to understand that in life you cannot always be happy. Sometimes you have to be sad also. So you have to learn to be sad also. Okay. Life is not always happiness. Sometimes it's sadness. If you accept them, then it will be okay. It won't hurt you. What hurts you is because you don't want sadness. If you can accept sadness, then sadness will not hurt you. Just tell yourself sadness is the outside of happiness. They are the two sides of the same coin. They come together. Sometimes you have happiness, sometimes you have sadness. But they all come and go away eventually. Understand? Can you accept this? If your mind doesn't want to accept sadness, then you have to recite Bhutto Bhutto when you're sad.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
One more? Just no more?
No more questions? No.
No more. Two questions. So use the mantra. You can use mantra for both fear and sadness. When you feel sad, use mantra. When you feel fearful, use mantra. Okay. Right. You go to school today?
No.
No. You study at home?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You have class today?
Yes, you have class after. Yes.
What do you What do you study today?
Oh, we sort of just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Whichever. Okay. Enjoy your study. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
That's good of her to have questions like this. I think it's
Yeah.
fine for her. Yeah.
Well, she had the different moment. She had a different difficult moment when she was talking to the girls who changed their mind about some game, and then because she didn't reach their understanding, she actually experienced anger and tore up a little drawing they made. So that's the amends that I made. I apologize for the drawing, but then it turned out she was doing it as a response to, getting things she didn't want.
Okay. Better not to respond, just to be still. When you're not happy with something, just remain still.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go back and we'll work on that to see if how to, because theoretically to understand it is one thing, but then practically when you go to apply it, the emotion just takes over and
Well,
and
it takes practice. It takes practice.
It takes practice, yeah. So we have lots of opportunity for that.
Try to practice mantra. Make it a compulsory practice. Before going to bed, sit down, recite mantra for 5 minutes.
Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll include that before going into summer. So because we did it for difficult situation that we encountered and it worked. She was very successful yesterday. She was in an exercise group where the teacher was just basically trying to do the best that she could, but there were lots of sad people and she didn't like that too much. But then I just said to my daughter, but you're just there for yourself, for your exercises. So just focus on your breath. And it was much more successful that way.
Good. You have to keep practicing. Then it will become automatic later on.
Yeah. Our morning practice kind of dwindled a little bit this week, but the evening is still good. So we're working hard to bring back the morning. And then I'll add before the exercise classes. She has a little theater class today too, to just help express and stay grounded. And I really like what you said. Sometimes we just have to be sad and be okay with the things that we receive that we don't like. Yeah. Well, I know there's other people online, so I could wait for next week.
You have more questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, just
one more question then. Well, maybe one more question. Okay.
Yeah, I had little success to celebrate with my mother, but then I had a little unsuccess also. So just turned out I didn't have enough capacity to just I was okay to hear her when she was talking to me about herself, but the minute she switched and she was talking to me about her discontent with me, then I didn't know what to do without it. Things just built up and I just kind of managed to put it on hold. So I
Just
was gonna
accept
ask
it.
you,
Just accept
just
it.
accept it. It's just so hard because
You cannot stop her. You cannot stop her.
I cannot stop her.
So let she say whatever she wants to say.
But then if she if that's all that she says, like it's so hard to keep
Why
hearing.
is it so hard? Because she wants to hear something different. Let's make it hard.
Yeah. Well,
So,
at least like a mixture.
but you cannot tell her to speak what you want to hear. She wants to speak what she wants to speak. So let her speak her mind out. All you have to do is just listen. If you didn't like to listen, then just recite mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, and that's it.
Okay. It just at one point it became too long, too much, and then I just lost the capacity to keep doing that.
You lost your mindfulness. You lost your mindfulness.
Well, that, and also I began to feeling bad that I wasn't doing exactly how she would want to do it, and
because she's not you and you're not her. Just tell her that.
yeah. We had that conversation before, but okay, so it's just the repeat. So I just keep doing the same thing, just the
Just don't
mantra.
react and just recite the mantra and let you speak her mind. That's all.
I guess I just also feel like she kind of like hurts herself also by engaging in so much negativity. No?
And she wants to just release her, her emotion. That's all. So let her release her emotion.
Okay, I will try.
You're just like a listening board. You just listen and let she say whatever she wants to say.
Okay, I will try this week.
I'll pretend that she's not talking to you anyway. She's talking to somebody else.
Okay, I could do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be helpful because it was sounding so hurtful and personal that at some
Don't take
point.
personal. Don't take it personal.
Okay.
You're not a self. You're just a knower, a listener.
Mm. Oh yeah, and then I had another little question. Some instruction was you just reminded me. So there's the I, and it comes in contact with the view, and then there comes the consciousness, and then that whole reaction begins. And I want to clarify. So where's the point where we can stop it, where we could do the little piece of enlightenment?
At the point of consciousness, just merely see, just merely hear.
Before we have a feeling.
Yes, before we can. But if you should have feeling, then you should not react to the feeling.
Not react to the feeling, just accept the feeling.
Yes, just accept the feeling.
Okay, I will try that.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Next, Sulan from Singapore. We have a few minutes left. Maybe give you 3 minutes, or more or less.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi, Ajaan Suchart. Yeah, hope you are well. I have a few questions today.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So yesterday, I was having migraine. Then after that, I went to take a walk when I was buying dinner. So when I was walking, then I tried to stay focused and just walking and then breathing. Then my mind feels really at ease. Then I can feel like the wave meditation in my mind. And it feels really good to like relax. But as soon as I'm thinking or talking, then the wave will stop. Yeah. So I felt good from the walk. So
Just
that night,
try to stop your mind from thinking about things that makes you unhappy.
yeah. Yes. Oh yes, it's also because last week you told me about you know be mindful and have refuge of the triple gems in my heart, right? So I try to remind myself what you say, like be mindful from the time you wake to the time you sleep. So last night I tried to meditate. So I meditated for 5 minutes. But I felt that I meditated quite long already. And after I came out from meditation, I realized it's only 5 minutes. Then
It doesn't
immediately
matter how long or short you meditate. What's more important is the quality of your meditation. If you feel calm and peaceful, that's better than sitting long and not feeling calm or peaceful.
Oh, I see.
So worry more about the quality and not the quantity.
I don't know why, but I just felt bad after that because I remember hearing people say that oh they are very good meditators, so they meditate for very long, but it felt very short to them. So I felt very bad after I meditated.
Yeah, you should not go after the length of your meditation. You should go after your quality of your meditation.
Oh, okay.
And this depends on your mindfulness. The more mindfulness you have, then the quality of your meditation will be better.
Oh,
and then you will then be able to sit longer also.
I see.
Rather than try to focus on your length of meditation without mindfulness, and you'll be sitting there and restlessness and agitated. This is not good.
Oh, okay. So how do you know that okay, it's time to end the meditation if I don't look at the clock at the
First
timer?
of all, you don't set up the time, you just set up mindfulness, and let mindfulness decide for you when to stop.
Oh, but my mind will keep telling me, okay, it's time to end the
That
meditation.
means you don't have mindfulness already. When you sing, it means you don't have mindfulness.
Oh,
You must not. You should come back to the mantra Bhutto Bhutto as soon as you start to sing
oh, okay.
about when to
So
stop.
I see. Okay. So my mindfulness will tell me when to stop, not I
Yes,
tell myself.
yes. When you don't have mindfulness, then your mindfulness will tell you you want to stop. But if you have mindfulness, then you don't want to stop because you're enjoying it when you have mindfulness.
Okay. Then can I take walks instead of sitting meditation?
Yeah, to start, when you were starting, if you can find sitting difficult, then you can do walking meditation instead.
Oh, okay.
But the calm will not be as good as sitting. Walking is not as calm as sitting. But to start with, if you cannot yet sit, then you use walking meditation first.
Oh,
To
okay.
at least calm your mind to a certain level.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the next time you might be able to sit and meditate.
Okay, I hope so.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I have another question. Which is I read that in our last breath when we are dying, the mind will flash back what we have done our whole life. Then in the sutta there is mention of Lord Yama. Is that the same deva that judge our action and influence where we go the next life?
I'm not so sure what it is, but it doesn't matter. What decide where you will go is your good or bad karma. If you have accumulated more good karma than bad karma, you go to heaven. If you have more bad karma than good, then you go to hell. That's all you have to worry about.
Oh, okay. And have you because just now you mentioned that you have been to funerals, right? And what did you do at these funerals as a monk? And when you were sending off your parents for their last journey?
Well, normally you just go and attend the ritual. But you don't see the corpse nowadays in funeral. They put it in the casket and then they don't open it up until the last minute, until before they cremate. Then they'll allow you to look at the corpse for a few minutes if you wanted to look at it.
Oh, okay. And when you are looking at the corpse, it's like you just say goodbye to them, right? Or like what's the
You just reflect that this body that's lying in the casket I will be like this body in the future. Teach yourself a lesson. Teach yourself that this is your future. You're gonna end up lying in the casket.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can extend this to everybody else that you love and that you know. And everybody that you know will also be like this one day. Prepare yourself to accept the truth of death. Then you will not feel bad when it happens.
I see. Yeah. I mean, just imagining it, I feel sad already and a bit fearful.
If you're
Yeah.
still fearful, then it's not a good time to think of it yet. You have to do more meditation first to have more equanimity.
Oh, okay.
Once you
And
have enough equanimity, when you look at a corpse, you will not feel bad.
oh, okay.
If
And
you feel bad, then it's not yet the time to contemplate on that.
oh, okay. Yeah. And is it during these funerals that people should invite the monks and then like do sangha?
Oh, this is just part of the rituals, but in real terms, you don't have to do any rituals. When a person dies, you can just cremate or bury it right away if you want to.
Oh, okay.
But
Because I heard.
but tradition is that you do some rituals and you make some merits for the dead.
Oh, okay.
So
So
just follow the rituals, follow the cultural rituals that we do with funerals.
I see. So it's like you just follow whatever the
Yeah,
funeral vendor says. You just
yeah.
follow what you do.
But as far as the Dharma is concerned, funeral is to remind you of that, that
Oh,
that you and everybody will die one day. That's all. It is a good reminder because it's more realistic than just merely thinking about it now. When you see somebody dying, somebody lying in the casket, you know this person is dead. It's more realistic than when you
mm,
don't see the coffin.
mm. Because I realize when I attend wakes, I'm usually like talking to the family that
Yeah, you're not
has.
talking about the dead at all. You're not thinking about the dead. It's more like
Yeah,
a social. It's more like a social event. You go and say
yeah.
hello to people you haven't seen for a while.
And then like
You forget
comforting.
about you forget the main purpose is to reflect on death.
Yeah, I think so. Because we try to comfort the family that lost their
We
loved
try
ones.
to ignore that. We don't want to think about it.
Oh yes. That's
But we should confront the minds one day with that, so it can wake up to the truth and try to accommodate this truth eventually.
yeah, it is uncomfortable but important. Yeah.
Yes, no pain, no gain in spiritual practice. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to go through a painful thing in order to learn something, right?
Yes. No pain,
No
this is one
gain.
of
If you want to have wisdom, you have to go through the pain of seeing the suffering in the body,
yeah.
seeing aging, sickness, and death.
Yes.
Then you have
Yeah.
wisdom, and then you will not be afraid of aging, sickness, and death eventually.
Okay. I hope so.
Okay, I have to go to the next person now.
Thank you, Ajahn. Good night.
Okay, next Nining from Indonesia. You have any question, Nining?
Yeah, Chan, I have a question regarding with right livelihood.
Okay.
Lately, my friend asked me, Achan, hey, you stay in the hotel owned by the bad people. She said like that. So, should I consider the right livelihood of the people that I dealing with, Achan? For example, when choosing the hotel or choosing the service that I want to buy, if I have already known for
No,
sure.
you don't worry about other people's livelihood. You just worry about your own livelihood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because just yesterday, my friend asked me about that. She
Yeah.
said that
It's
you
other
you
people's business. Their livelihood is not your business to worry about. It's your livelihood
okay.
that you have to worry about.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Achan.
Yeah.
That's thank you, Achan, for the Dhammakuti. Actually, after listening to Achan Dhamma, is that like that I can face all of the problem, Achan, but all I need is just equanimity. That's why I practice harder and harder.
That's right.
That's
That's all you
all.
need.
Yeah,
You need mindfulness to be able to practice.
yeah, yeah, Ajahn, that's correct.
So be
Because
mindful all day from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep.
yeah, Ajahn, that's I practice from the morning that I wake up until before I sleep. Yeah, Ajahn. Thank you very much, Ajahn, for the teaching. Thank you, Buddha, for the teaching.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we'll go to B now. B Ravin. Do you have any question on your own or other people question?
Prajaan, there are no questions online tonight.
Tonight, okay. And do you have your question?
Maybe I'll just ask a quick one. It's regarding the 5 khandhas. So, Prajaan, normally when I meditate or do mindfulness, do I need to contemplate on the 5 khandhas and how they work? Or I just need to know what they are? Or do I need to understand them in detail to further my knowledge or my
You have to
meditation?
separate learning from meditating. See? When you meditate, you don't want to learn anything. You want to stop the mind. You want to turn off the television. The mind is like a television, producing all sort of images on the screen. You want to turn it off so you have a blank screen. That's jhana, when you have a blank screen and you feel peaceful and happy. This you don't do any studying. But after you come out of jhana, you start to think, then you can start, if you want to learn about something, you can then choose any topic you want to learn. If you want to learn the 5 khandha, go and study the 5 khandha, what they are, what are they made up of. So it's a different classes, they put it. Meditation is one class, studying about nature of the body or the 5 khandha is another class. You don't mix them together. You don't mix history with mathematics when you study. You separate the classes. So you separate the meditation, which is samatha bhavana, from vipassana bhavana. They're two separate subjects. You don't do them all at the same time. Okay?
Yep. So meditate as long as possible, keep the mind blank, and only after coming out.
Yeah,
then
you want to start the 5 khandha because you are attached to them. So you want to know what they are, and then how to stop your attachment toward them.
Yes, that's right.
Okay?
Yes.
All
Thank you,
right.
Brother.
We run out of time for tonight. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting is useful and beneficial for you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful all the time, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Admin. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Bye.
Again, Prince.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.